All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're now convening the House Committee on Higher Education. It is Wednesday, February 4th, 2:01 p.m. here in conference room 309. Before we begin the agenda, I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. So just in terms of protocol for the committee, we're going to follow what seemed to work well last year in terms of our public notice requirements for this particular committee's agendas. House rules require notices to be posted 48 hours in advance. Our intention is to post them at least 72 hours. So that means for a Wednesday hearing like today, we're going to put out the hearing notice on Friday, the week before. For a Friday notice, it will go out on Tuesday, which we abided for the February 6th hearing. House rules dictate that public testimony has to be posted no later than 2 hours before the hearing. We will post them 22 hours before, as much as possible, so the public and the members will receive the testimony at the same time. And they will be updated with late testimony as it comes in after the 24-hour requirement. For the committee, anytime I have a suggested HD1 to propose, rather than just explain to you folks what I'm thinking of doing, if it's a pretty complicated HD1, I will defer that bill to the next scheduled hearing, so I can circulate a written copy of the proposed HD1 in advance, so you're not voting blind on anything. In terms of this room, we do have a new AV system. You'll see the ceilings are in the microphone. Green means that it's on. It is pretty sensitive, so for the members and the public, it can pick up side conversations, so please be mindful of that. We don't have a microphone at the podium there, but I've heard that this doesn't quite reach as well there, so if you could just speak clearly, please, so people that are following on YouTube or Zoom can hear you. So with that, shall we get started?
Sounds great. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. First bill up today, House Bill 1596, relating to student basic needs support at the University of Hawaii. Up first, we have the University of Hawaii testifying in support via Zoom.
Chair, sorry, Vice President Halbert is actually minutes away. I believe that.
I'm sorry, could you come up here just so we can hear you on the speaker, please?
I'm Stephanie Kim with the University of Hawaii. We stand on a written testimony, and I just want to mention Vice President Halbert is minutes away. She actually just called me, but Associate Vice President Vera Marie Gomes should be on Zoom.
Okay.
So she could answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Farah, is there anything you wanted to add, or do you want to stand on the testimony?
No, we stand on our written testimony and are happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We also have, well, UH is the only group that is scheduled to testify either in person or via Zoom. We do have supportive testimony from the Oahu Youth Action Board and one individual. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1596? Seeing none, members, any questions? Good, okay, thank you, Farah. Moving on to the next bill, House Bill 1597, relating to Alzheimer's disease and related dementias research. Up first, we have the Attorney General offering comments.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair and Vice Chair, member of the committee. Candice Park, Attorney General's Office. We just want to remind the committee that the imposition upon UH requires that the law be a matter of statewide concern. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next, we have SHPTA, the State Health Planning and Development Agency, testifying in support. Are they here in person? Are they on via Zoom? No? Okay. The University of Hawaii, Dr. Masaki, via Zoom.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amato, and members of the committee. I'm Dr. Masaki. I'm testifying on behalf of JABSM, and we stand on the testimony that we submitted. I'm very happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Masaki. Up next, we have the Alzheimer's Association of Hawaii testifying in support via Zoom.
Not here.
Not present, okay. Again, testifying in support. Do we have, let's see, Chris Lutz with the Alzheimer's Association Not present as well? Okay, neither is present, both testifying in support. And let's see, do we have anyone else via Zoom? Not present. Okay, we do have 3 other people, individuals testifying in support. If they are on, they can identify themselves later. So with that, members, we do have testimony from a slew of other organizations, testimony and support from AARP, the Hawaii Parkinson Association, comments from the Queens Health System, and support from roughly a dozen individuals. Okay, is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify? House Bill 1597. Seeing none, members, any questions? Seeing none, we'll continue on to the 3rd bill on the agenda, House Bill 1970, relating to the University of Hawaii Cancer Center. Up first is the University of Hawaii. Provide comments.
Thank you, Chair Garrett and Vice Chair Amato and members of the committee. I'm Brenda Hernandez on behalf of the UH Cancer Center and also available by Zoom. Unfortunately, our director could not be here because of medical reasons, but he is available to answer questions along with myself, Dr. Ueno. And we stand on our written testimony.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, up next, American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network and support.
Thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, and committee member. Aloha, my name is Cynthia Au. I'm on behalf of the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, or ACS-CAN. I'm offering strong support for House Bill 1970, provides critical funding for the Hawaii Tumor Registry, the backbone of cancer surveillance in our islands. Cancer remains the 2nd leading cause of death in Hawaii, with more than 9,400 new cases that will be diagnosed this year and 2,700 deaths each year, this year. To effectively prevent cancer, detect it early, and improve outcomes, we rely on high-quality data. The Tumor Registry provides the information that allows clinicians, researchers, and policymakers to monitor trends, guide prevention strategies, and investigate potential clusters, and respond quickly to these issues that emerge. These data also helps to Hawaii secure federal funding, including support from the National Cancer Institute. Because Hawaii is so diverse, it becomes even more essential for us to know what's happening in our communities and what kind of cancers are coming out. I respectfully urge the committee to pass House Bill 1970. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cynthia. Up next via Zoom is the Hawaii Medical Association, Dr. Ignacio.
Aloha, Chair, members of the committee, Dr. Elizabeth Ignacio Maui, speaking for Hawaii Medical Association. We stand in strong support of this measure for UH Cancer Center, and we're available for questions. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Members, please note that we have testimony also in support from the American Cancer Society, the Hawaii Primary Care Association, and several individuals. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1970? Seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, we'll continue on to the next bill. House Bill 1598 relating to the Hawaii Climate Institute. Up first is the Attorney General. Providing comments.
Same issue with this bill regarding recognizing it as a law of statewide concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Up next, the Department of Taxation.
The tax department will stand on their comments.
Okay, thank you very much. DOTAX with comments. Up next, the University of Hawaii. Dean Fletcher. Testifying in support.
Correct. Thank you, Chair Garrett and Vice Chair Amato. It turns out from recent data this morning that last year, 2025, was the 3rd hottest year on record for the state of Hawaii and the 6th driest year in 102 years of record keeping. We're facing mounting drought, heat, sea level rise, extreme weather events. And yet the state of Hawaii faces this uncertain future without an agency focused on climate science. The university is ready to respond to this need, and we are proposing the creation of a Hawaii Climate Institute. We're asking for core support for employment of climate modelers as well as 8 faculty positions, which would be spread between the School of Ocean and Earth Science and Technology, the School of Hawaiian Knowledge, Hawaii Nui Akea, CTAR, Public Health, and JAPSA Medical School. And together, we would, with this new faculty contingent, create new curricula. We would train University of Hawaii students in climate-ready knowledge to assist the state in this dangerous and uncertain future. I stand ready to take any questions you may have. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dean. Let's see, is Michael Kane present? No, providing testimony in support. Okay, members, please note that we also have testimony in support from the Surfrider Foundation, a few individuals, comments from the Care for Aina Coalition, and opposition from a couple of individuals as well. We just called on DLNR on this bill. Did you folks want to testify?
Thank you. I'm Michael Kane with DLNR. We stand on our testimony in support. We rely on this data in developing our programs, and we do feel it's important to just have local control given the unreliability of the federal system.
Okay.
Apologies for being late.
No, that's perfectly fine. Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify? Members, any questions? House Bill 1598.
Quick question. If I
Yes,
may,
Vice Chair.
Question for the Dean, please.
Vice Chair.
Thank you for being here to testify. I appreciate it. Do you have a plan in place to help with offset the costs by utilizing federal dollars or anything? And is there concern with what's happening at the federal level with our environmental agencies that they simply just won't help support it? What's your plan to help fund this? Because we know the state is tight on money right now.
Understood. We are asking for funding from the state to launch this institute, and we do seek perpetual funding, perhaps a slice of the green fee, to fund the graduate students, undergrads, and the scientists that will support the faculty. Now, faculty's job in our school is to write proposals and seek federal funding, and we're very, very good at it. This past year, we brought in $150 million in federal funding, despite having $28 million cut because of DOGE and other federal restrictions. We are, of course, hopeful that we're going to see a change perhaps this November, 3 years from now. I can also say that the Congress has put together a funding package for the federal science agencies that holds level past year's funding. We'll see how that plays out. But the long-term plan is for the faculty to be writing proposals, and because of that, they will be guiding research that is done by graduate students and other employees. And that's where the funding that we seek from the green fee would fund these graduate students. It would fund startup packages for the faculty to get them rolling, launch them on their careers, as well as the analysts, the meteorologists, and the other scientists that produce the databases that Hawaii programs and policies rely on, as well as new programs and policies that we'll need to put in place given the coming future of more intense climate change.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I worry a little bit that the green fee is kind of looked at like this great pool of money that everyone can just grab from. I don't know how much there's actually really going to be at the end of the day. So I worry that we rely too heavy on that. So I'm glad to hear that you have a plan for further sustaining the program. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Okay, Dean, if you could just stay there, please. Sure. Sorry, members, any other questions? Okay, Dean, you mentioned that the impact of DOGE and other federal cuts is at 28 million. Is that the totality of like research grant cuts through NOAA, other agencies as well?
That's the totality for my school. For the university, I believe it's closer to 70 or 80 million dollars. that we've lost through federal cuts, yes.
Okay, so you lost specifically for SOAS about 28 million?
That's correct.
What has been the impact of that? Have you had to lay off staff or grad assistants?
We, luckily, because our faculty are so good at getting multiple grants and keeping multiple laboratories funded, we've been able, for the most part, to not lose any students. We may have lost one or two researchers, but we've also been able to reprogram researchers onto other existing grants that we have. I will say we're in better shape today than I thought we would be last March. I don't know what the next 3 years is going to look like, though. It gets increasingly difficult.
Okay, thank you, Dean.
Yep, thank you.
One more real quick question, if I may.
Yeah, please, proceed.
I'm sorry about that,
No,
Dean.
not at all.
I just want to know, are you going to be asking that these faculty positions be made permanent?
Exactly, yes, thank you.
Okay.
We are asking that they be made permanent, and we have permission to testify in support from our provost and from our president.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair. Moving on to the next bill, House Bill 1989 relating to water retention. Up first, we have University of Hawaii, Dean Fletcher, providing comments. Dean, did you want to testify on the next bill?
Oh, sorry.
So providing comments, House Bill 1989.
Yes, we'll stand on our testimony. This bill seeks to recognize that when it rains and fresh water runs off into the ocean, we're losing a precious resource that we can no longer afford to lose. This bill would call for a study of open lands that have a clear association with our aquifers and known recharge areas to slow those waters, retain them, and enhance recharge. I think this is something that is going to be critically important as we see reductions in rainfall and more demand on our water resources.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next, actually, Dean is the only person who has signed up to testify in person. Members, please note we have testimony and support from 2 individuals as well. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1989? Seeing none, members, any questions? Seeing none, moving on to the next bill, House Bill 1951 relating to biosecurity. Up first, the University of Hawaii, Dean Grewal, providing comments.
Mahalo Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee for allowing us this opportunity to testify. We stand on our testimony, and we want to elaborate just a little bit, is that the invasive species are not just only a threat, but they are devastating already our agriculture, urban landscapes, and natural resources. And we need to develop solutions much faster than we have been. And that is the reason we need capacity. The capacity is in the form of biocontainment so that we can develop biocontrol agents and other research that is necessary. And we also know that we don't have enough money in the state right now. So we have proposed in our testimony that we do a 4-step proposal for this. And we will try funding from the federal sources, but often they require some matching funds. So if you get us started, we can then get to, we are stronger to get those kinds of monies. And I'm here to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Up next, Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, providing comments. Are they in the room? Seeing nobody from DEB. Up next, Department of Land and Natural Resources, testifying in support.
Aloha, Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amato, and members of the Higher Education Committee. I'm Patrick Chi. I'm the Invasive Species Coordinator for the state, as well as the Hawaii Invasive Species Council. The department stands in strong support of this bill. We believe that the invasive species threats continue to grow, and even though we are doing what we can with the resources that we have, further resources in research and finding new tools in order for us to address the invasive species threats is important, and we support increasing the ability to do so at the University of Hawaii. I'm available for questions if you have any. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Hawaii Farm Bureau. Submitting testimony in support. I believe Brian is in a different hearing at the moment. Via Zoom, Ashton Carlino, is she available?
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. I am Ashton Carlino, and I am an undergraduate student at the University of Hawaii, Manoa, and I am in support of HB 1951. Hawaii has fallen victim to numerous invasive species, earning the beautiful islands the name as the endangered species capital of the world. And with the intense habitat destruction, forest degradation, biodiversity loss, and even a disease called rapid ohia death, or ROD, I believe it is incredibly important to provide the University of Hawaii the proper funds to establish a center on biosecurity research in order to keep it alive. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashlyn. Members, please also know we have testimony in support from the Hawaii Cattlemen's Council, the Nature Conservancy, HFNA, East Oahu County Farm Bureau, the Hawaii Crop Improvement Association, and several individuals. Mr. Miyamoto, would you like to come testify on House Bill 1951? Catch your breath first.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Brian Miyamoto here on behalf of the Hawaii Farm Bureau. You know, it's a lot of steps from the second floor to the third floor. Some of us struggle. You have a written testimony for, sorry for the delays, Chair. You have a written testimony in support. We can't speak highly enough about our College of Tropical Agriculture, Human Resilience. Thank you for the support over the years. The legislature has funded a lot of money towards biosecurity. Very important. Biosecurity is a threat, we're in a crisis, but most of the money's gone to the Department of Agriculture. This looks at other mechanisms for biosecurity, and I believe you probably covered it before, but really we need to address this issue, need to look at the research, the education, the extension, the outreach, other portions that are really gonna help us in this war with biosecurity. So again, I don't wanna probably repeat what was said. We're in strong support. We know it's a lot of money. But if I may remind the legislature, I believe in 2004, an LRB study suggested it may take upwards of $100 million a year to address the biosecurity threat. Legislature has funded quite a bit, millions in the past several years. This is going to another part, a very important part, trying to find some biocontrols and other things that really will go to the core of addressing invasive species. So thank you for the opportunity to testify. I apologize for tardiness, and we are in strong support of the college and of combating biosecurity or invasive species. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brian. We'll extend the same courtesy to the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. Mr. Gates, providing comments?
Yes.
How come you're not like panting and?
I was doing cardio in Hawaii Farm Bureau as well. Aloha Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Cedric Gates here on behalf of DAB. The department stands in strong support of the intent of this measure and offers comments and here for any questions.
Thank you very much. Okay, is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1951? Seeing none, members, questions? Okay. CTAR, please. So not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but have you identified a potential site for this center?
There are two possibilities. One we considered were narrow, but Whitmore can be a site because some possibility of getting some ADC land there. We are open to other possibilities at this point. We are aggressively looking at it. We have done rest of the work in terms of what the facility should look like. We had a grant from the Department of Defense. The university system had a grant, and through that, those consultants, we are ready. Our costs are actually quite close to accurate.
Okay, is this something that in your opinion, should be located on Oahu, or is there a possibility for it to be located on one of the neighboring islands?
It could be located anywhere because it's going to be the statewide facility. And we are also very open to collaboration with, say, USDA BARC or other scientists. The only reason we are currently inclined for the Oahu because our current faculty are located in Manoa. And there are 1 or 2 faculty at other places too, but the majority of the biocontrol faculty are here right now.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Rep. Capella.
Chair, just a quick follow-up question on that. If all of the faculty are mainly located here on Oahu, if you were potentially looking, and I think part of my question is, are you going to look at other CTAR facilities and locations, especially facilities that are either aging or have a lot of unused land? Say there's only 1 acre that's being utilized for a current facility, whereas the property itself is over 10 acres, so there's 9 or so acres that are unused. And are those being looked at as potential locations for this facility? And would you then move the faculty that are at Manoa to potentially a location that might house this new facility?
Right, so on Oahu, as I said, Waimanalo is a possibility. And Pamoho may be a possibility as well. There, the faculty can drive because they have, anchored in according to Manoa situation right now. So they, we can drag them. Their offices would be located with this facility, then that can work. But if we ask them to move to another island, just these faculty, that would be hard. But we are requesting few extension positions in the areas where we have no expertise right now. Those would be located anywhere on any of the islands because they will work mostly do the field work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, members, any other questions? House Bill 1951. Seeing none, we'll move to 1952. Dean, can you come back up, please? I think you're up first. This is a bill relating to agriculture geobonds for CTAR station on Kauai. Dean Greenwald, providing comments.
Again, thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. This bill requests money, it's a CIP request for renovations and improvement of our Kauai station. In Kauai, we currently have only 1 active station, and that station has very old buildings, and several of them do not comply with even ADA requirements. We are basically benefiting the state if we can help with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Up next, Hawaii Farm Bureau in support.
Thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Brian Miyamoto here on behalf of the Hawaii Farm Bureau. You have our written testimony in support. Just like to add a few comments. Again, this demonstrates the importance of our extension stations and the extension work that our land-grant college does. This is in line with some previous support from the legislation of past several years, and speaks to what Rep. Capella said at the last bill about our aging facilities. So 2 years ago, the legislature funded our Pomoho station. Last year, Waimanalo. And this year, we're asking for Kauai. This is a Farm Bureau priority. And the reason why, a lot of these stations were built around the same time, and they're all aging, and they're all going to need some type of attention. As you heard the Dean, some of the compliance issues and some of the innovation that we're looking for agriculture, so we can move agriculture into the 21st century and have it as a viable industry and build agriculture up. So again, we appreciate the legislature considering this very important station, especially because the last 2 were on Oahu. This is on our neighbor islands, and we'd like to look at all our stations according to what the college and the dean is prioritizing. But this is a station, $5 million is the ask. And it's going to go along with to help support agriculture growth here in Hawaii. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miyamoto. That is all that we have scheduled to testify in person. If there's anyone in the room wishing to testify, please come up and identify yourself and any organizational affiliation.
Good afternoon. For the record, my name is Russell Homa, Executive Director for APEC Hawaii, the author of the book called The Blueprint, and being a U.S. senior official here. I just wanted to support the measure what University of Hawaii is doing with generating revenue for the government obligation, but I just have a reservation as you know, the Trump administration had an executive order of issuing $12 billion to aid the farmers, American farmers. And those are probably most likely going to go to the red states. But we want to tap into that $12 billion, being, you know, agriculture. You know, Hawaii has an agriculture industry. You know, the reason that so much of our supply, food chain supplies at the grocery store, the American farmers are only yielding 40% of their farm products. You know, we should be yielding 80% because they have poor conditions, no fertilizer, no new equipments, but we should be blooming the high technology of agriculture. So my concern, we should consider have our congressional delegations, you guys gotta make not a noise and try to tap into that $12 billion of agriculture funds that can be distributed. And I'm sure $5 million for that GO bonds for UH is nothing, you know. We should get millions of dollars here, hopefully. So, you know, tell our congressional delegations that we want to tap into that $12 billion of agriculture monies. Thank you very much.
At the podium, there should be like a blank sheet. For people who haven't signed up to testify, you could just write your name and your organization for the record. Thank you. And we're on House Bill 1952. Members, please note we have testimony and support from several organizations: Purple Maya, Hawaii Food Plus Policy, the Hawaii Floriculture and Nursery Association, East Oahu County Farm Bureau, Hawaii Crop Improvement Association, Kalepa Coalition Ag Co-op, and several individuals. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify? Seeing none, members, any questions? House Bill 1952. Yes, Rep. Capella.
I think Dean, if you can come up, thank you. I guess kind of following along the same line of questioning, I'm still thinking about the Honolo station on Hawaii Island. I recognize that this is brought forward by Farm Bureau in conjunction with CTAR, and you have done different islands, different facilities over the course of time. When is Hawaii Island going to get its support that it needs?
So on Hawaii Island, actually, we have at least 3 projects going on right now. You funded a project in Waikea, which is a $5.6 million ask it was, and that project construction just started. And university made investment in the Milani livestock station, and university also made investments in Komohana. We have just made some renovations there. But the way I have facilities on all islands that need help, there is no question. And faculty are asking, say, tissue culture lab, I need this, I need that. And it makes sense. So we are going piece by piece. Last year, when Manalo took first spot, this year we hope that Kauai would win. And moving forward, we would go to Maui. We also need to go to Big Island again, because there are facilities, there are a number of stations that, you know, Kona, we also invested some dollars, we made some improvements, but we need more. Some stations we haven't even touched them yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they are in our plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad to know they're in the plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Rep. Chica.
Dean, is this currently in your CIP request for UH? Okay.
Yeah, UH has this request included in the budget.
And that was approved by the governor.
That I don't know, but I believe that there are funds for CIP for the university that the governor has included. But how much, I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Members, any other questions? If not, moving on to House Bill 2005, relating to language access. Up first, SHPTA, State Health Planning and Development Agency, are they here in the room? Not seeing them, providing testimony in support. Up next, University of Hawaii. Testifying in support.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Deborah Halbert, Vice President for Academic Strategy for the UH system. We'll stand on our testimony. I will add that I was able to touch base with the Vice Provost for Academic Excellence at the University of Manoa this afternoon, and she said that the best place for credit programs would be in a credit-bearing academic program, and that Outreach College is a viable option for non-credit programs, though there are different reorganization conversations underway there. So there may be more conversations we need to have about that piece. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Up next, Office of Language Access, Ms. Mizuno. Testifying in support.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is May Mizuno, Executive Director of the Office of Language Access. We stand on our testimony in strong support for House Bill 2005, and if you have any questions, I will be here to answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next, Hawaii Coalition for Immigrant Rights, Ms. Gill. Testifying in support.
Aloha, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Liza Ray and Gill with the Hawaii Coalition for Immigrant Rights. I just want to put like a little finer point on this. We get a chance to work with Waipahu high school students that go through the seal of biliteracy. They're graduating about 100 kids a year that have that are bilingual, biliterate, and we want every single one of those kids to go into a job that is expanding language access here in Hawaii. One of those reasons is in the response that we worked with Haima and many other organizations in responding to Lahaina survivors. More than 30% of them were LEP, and we desperately lacked the workforce that was bilingual and biliterate and bicultural to be able to address those needs. It's something we have to think about as one of our most valuable assets in the state. All of these kids that are completing these programs should be staying and doing this work in the state. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you. And by LEP, referring to limited English proficiency.
English proficiency.
All right, thank you. Okay, up next, the Legal Clinic. Ms. Aguayani testifying in support.
Chair Garrett and Vice Chair Amato and members of the committee. I have a nice written testimony which you have already, so I won't repeat myself. I just want to highlight some parts of it, which is that this bill will increase language access, meet academic educational objectives, develop workforce and career opportunities that are needed in our community. My testimony does have percentages of how many limited English speakers there are here, and the languages that we have here, and some of the nonprofit organizations as well as state agencies that would really need to hire people who would be eligible for this program. In 100 years ago, I was at the University of Hawaii, so I sort of know how programs, academic and programs, and student services programs work there, and I believe that the proposal would be actually be both credit and non-credit. For example, some of the participants of our program would be actually current University of Hawaii students, would be University of Hawaii students. They may be taking a course and have a component of that academic credit be the part of would fulfill the curriculum that we will be proposing. Plus, a non-credit option would be available also. And so I think we are trying to make sure that it is system-wide. So like someone from Hilo could be enrolled in their Hilo programs, and that the kinds of curriculum that we would do would probably support a lecturer or something, someone like that. So we do think that it should be system-wide, and that undergraduates, community college graduate students would be able to participate, and they could do that through existing academic courses as well as a new non-credit workshops or curriculum that we will be proposing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Also in person, Marinelli Joy Ula. Testifying in support.
Good afternoon, Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amato, and representatives. Sending on my testimony, I just wanted to highlight that this would be an effort that would underscore and continue the value of multilingualism that the DOE already promotes with the Seal of Biliteracy, and by offering this type of training program at the University of Hawaii and making it system-wide, we make that, that value extend, and we provide a workforce development component to show that we really value the different languages and cultures that are represented throughout our state. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have anyone else on Zoom? Okay, we did have Aloha Care signed up to testify in support, not available via Zoom. Is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify? Sorry, Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. In support. Support.
Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amato, members of the committee, Jay Shibasi on behalf of Director Jay Butai.
Speak up just a little bit, please.
Sorry.
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, the department stands on its testimony and support.
Okay, thank you, DLIR in support. Members, yes, please. And if you haven't signed up to testify, if you could just, again, fill out that form.
Oh, I will. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew. This is my first time I'm testifying for the bills.
Right.
I'm from Ukraine, and I think it's really important for me to speak up for you, for my people who are here. I'm a refugee. I flew from the war, in Ukraine we have a huge war. And language access is really important because Hawaii, for me specifically, I have never think about Hawaii as a tourist event. So I came here as a refugee and started working, living, and helping people community. And I also helping people who doesn't know English. My English is still okay, but I work with elder people who cannot even access for the, medical, like reading, understanding how to grocery shopping, go to school or whatever. So I really want to say my huge support for this bill. And I think I'm going to see you soon as well. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to put your money.
If you could, thank you very much. Anyone else in the room wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, members, please note we have, let's see, testimony from the Tinalak Filipino Education Council at UH Manoa, the Waipahu Safe Haven Center, let's see, and several individuals. Okay, members, any questions? House Bill 2005.
Question.
Yes, Representative Chica.
For Liza, please. Liza Gill. Hi. Can you share with the committee what are the current requirements and steps to become a recognized interpreter or translator? What is entailed? What do they need to sign up for? What are the requirements?
Yeah, I mean, Director Mathino might be able to speak more clearly to that from the Office of Language Access, but I'll note that for the judiciary and for in medical settings, you do have to go through specialized training to be able to do that. Some of the issues that we've experienced in there is that we haven't had enough folks in some of our Pacific Islander and Micronesian languages that have gone through all of that training that are sufficiently bilingual to be able to proctor the exams for those to get officially certified in some of them. So we do end up having a lot, speaking from the medical field, we do end up having a lot of informal translation, which can be really detrimental because most oftentimes children don't understand the actual terminology that is being explained to them, and then they get put in the decision of having to make medical decisions for a loved one who is older than them. They're a minor, they might be anywhere from 6 to 14 years old, and they're having to make medical decisions for members of their family, which is why we want to make sure that we have that continuity. But I'll let the director speak.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you for that question. Right now here in Hawaii, language access is a law, but interpreters, they don't have concrete requirement to become a translator or an interpreter.
is there like a special credential, like you have to be licensed, or like what is the standard, the level of standard, or what is recognized to become a formally recognized as?
For the judiciary, they do trainings. And when you finish 2 days of trainings, then you can take the exam.
Oh, there's an exam?
Yeah, just an exam for now.
And then in the medical field, do you know, like for translators and stuff?
You know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, if you could stay there, Ms. Mizuno. Is it like a pass-fail kind of exam, or you have to reach a certain score to
They
pass?
have to, yeah, they have to pass certain score. I don't know the cap right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, the Vice Chair?
Thank you, Chair. A question for Ms. Albert, please. So you mentioned the credit courses would be here on Oahu and perhaps non-credit courses on the neighbor island campuses. But, I mean, following the fire in Lahaina, we saw that there was a great need for people in translation services. Is there any effort or demand to expand the credit courses system-wide?
Well, I think the question would be whether this could be an online program. And if it was going through outreach as a non-credit program, then we would obviously have to investigate the asynchronous and online aspects of it. There's definitely a move at the university as a whole to identify statewide needs for online programs. So again, would be early conversations about that kind of thing. So your comments are well timed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair. Members, any other questions? House Bill 2005? Seeing none, moving on to our penultimate bill on this agenda, House Bill 1790 relating to policing. Up first, the Attorney General. Are they on Zoom? Nope. Oh, in person. Okay.
And
Providing comments.
Yes, good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Deputy Attorney General Tricia Nakamatsu, appearing on behalf of the Department of the Attorney General. We submitted comments with suggested amendments, and specifically, we suggested specific wording that could be used to avoid potential constitutional concerns. Also, some terminology issues that we saw. We suggested that the word law enforcement be used instead of police in cases where that occurs in the bill. We suggested additional language to clarify police oversight agency and a few other terms, physical force, serious bodily injury, and the word requiring. Available for question. Oh, I should note also that there is, this does appear to be an exceptionally large undertaking on behalf of the law enforcement and the police oversight agents, or the law enforcement oversight agencies. So we are deferring to them as far as their ability to, as far as resources and their ability to carry this out. Available for questions, if any.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next, in person, Hawaii Crime Lab. Testifying in support.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. I'm testifying in support of HB 1790. I'm Dr. Ashley Rubin, Associate Professor of Sociology and Principal Investigator of the Hawaii Crime Lab. I support this legislation because it would be a great opportunity for my lab to be useful to the people of Hawaii and for my students and me to conduct impactful research. HB 1790 gives my lab the opportunity to assist with legislatively identified concerns without requiring additional state appropriations. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. You have my written testimony. I'm available for questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Up next, Alzheimer's Association. Testifying in support.
Aloha, Chair Garrett, Vice Chair Amata, and members of the committee. I'm Kobe Chok with the Alzheimer's Association, and we submitted comments on this bill. We propose that dementia or suspecting cognitive impairment to be added explicitly. The bill already mentions, perceived disability status or whether a person appeared to be experiencing mental health or behavioral crisis. That does not include dementia, and therefore whenever there are issues, the only way we know that it happens is because there's a big news story that someone's wandered off and we're looking for them, or anecdotally from people that we work with and our constituents. So we ask that Alzheimer's or cognitive impairment be added as one of the things that police also report, so that we have a better idea of what we need to do and specifically where we need to focus to really promote risk mitigation of our kupuna and those living with dementia and Alzheimer's. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Via Zoom is the policing project at NYU School of Law online. Okay, in support.
Yes, aloha Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. I'm Josh Parker. My testimony in support of HB 1790 draws on our work with different states across the country on enacting and implementing policing data collection laws. That is essential for identifying the policies that further public safety and those that don't. But currently, Hawaii doesn't require its police departments to collect some of the most basic data many other states have collected for years. Take stop data. Over 20 states, big and small, already require all their police departments to collect stop data, including Alabama, California, and Montana. Hawaii is not among them. Hawaii can follow the lead of a number of states that fund their data collection programs through NHTSA's Section 1906 grant program, which awards grants of up to over $1 million annually to any state that passes a law like this one, requiring the publication of demographic data for traffic stops. State data reporting agencies in states like Connecticut, Oregon, and Maryland use the funding to hire additional full-time statistical analysts, pay third-party vendors for data collection software and associated apps and web forms that allow officers to report the data at no cost and to train and offer technical assistance to officers. And a number of states, including Alaska, Connecticut, Maine, and Washington, task university entities just like the Hawaii Crime Lab with leading policing or crime data collection and analysis. Thank you, and I'm open to any questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Parker. Also via Zoom, Center for Policing Equity. Are they up? Not present, testifying in support. Okay, is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1790? Seeing none, members, please note we have testimony on this bill in support from the Office of the Public Defender, the Hawaii Appleseed Center for Law and Economic Justice, ACLU of Hawaii, the National Police Accountability Project, the Connecticut Stop Data Collection Program, and an individual, and comments from the Department of Law Enforcement. Members, any questions? House Bill 1790. Seeing none, we'll move on to our last bill on this agenda. House Bill 1873 relating to the Board of Regents of the University of Hawaii. Up first, the Attorney General.
Good afternoon, again, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. There is a concern with the term deliberation, and we also have the comment about the lobbying matter of statewide concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Park. Let's see. University of Hawaii Board of Regents. Folks want to testify?
Yeah.
Okay. Chair Lee.
Chair, Vice Chair, and committee members, I'm Gabe Lee with the University of Hawaii Board of Regents. And on Bill 1873, I wanted to comment about the chair's op-ed in Civil Beat. I thought that was very good, and I'm hoping that it could be added to this bill. First of all, I'm here representing myself. The board doesn't meet on our legislative agenda until I think it's a few weeks from now. But okay, what I'm saying is, as an individual, but I think it ties the public financial disclosures. I think if we eliminated that, that would really widen the pool of candidates on for the Board of Regents. One of the segments that's talked about in the bill, where you've mentioned that the Regents Advisory Council should seek certain type of skills. One of the areas which I'm part of is the large-scale organizational management. And mostly you're going to get that from the C-suite of, say, a Bishop Tree company or a large company that has many subsidiaries. And I think that's very important. When the bill was, I think it was like 2014 or 2013, where it was a requirement. We saw some people drop off the board, and that was mostly a lot of C-suite, large company, senior management, but it will help get that back. I'm often asked when, I'm around town, why'd you do it? Because now it's all public information. But I had filled out, I was on the board of Hawaii State Board of Accountancy for 8 years prior. So I filled out the disclosures, and I know what is public information. And when I try to explain when people are asking me, I go, it's not that bad, this is this. And, by the time I get done explaining everything, they're not listening. Yeah, they just still think I shouldn't put all that out there. So I just want to let you know that I'm in support of adding that to the bill.
Okay. Okay, is there anyone else in the room wishing to testify on House Bill 1873? Members, please note we have comments from the University of Hawaii Board of Regents, the Office of Information Practices, and an individual. And we have testimony in opposition from the Hawaii Professional Chapter, Society of Professional Journalists, and the Public First Law Center. Members, any questions? House Bill 1873. Okay, Shirley, if I can just ask you to come back up in your individual capacity, again recognizing that the Regents hasn't formally discussed this bill.
Yes.
What are some of the other issues that you hear from people in the community that might give them pause to serving on the Board of Regents, aside from the public disclosure of financial information?
I think it's just, it is the most public board, and I think there's just a lot of scrutiny around it. And it's, like the other boards, it's televised, and then you get a lot of comments, and you sit through a lot of testimony. And but when you look at the other boards, I think just the length of time, the meetings, and then I think I would say that's pretty much the, yeah.
To reiterate, this is an unpaid position on the board.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of time.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Chair. Members, any other questions? House Bill 1873. Seeing none, we will take a short recess. Reconvening the House Committee on Higher Education, this time for purposes of decision-making, noting full attendance of our committee, all 10 members. The first bill is House Bill 1596, relating to student basic needs support at the University of Hawaii. In this bill, the chair's recommendation is to suggest an HD1, noting that the bill already has a blank appropriation. The recommendation is to blank out the current FTE counts and add an effective date of 7/1/3000 to facilitate further discussion. Members, any questions? House Bill 1596. Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on HB 1596, Chair's recommendations is to pass with amendments. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Representative Ebsler.
Aye.
Representative Capella.
Aye.
Representative Kila.
Aye.
Representative Lachica.
Aye.
Representative Olds.
Aye.
Representative Whitson.
Aye.
Representative Muraoka.
Aye.
And Representative Souza.
Aye.
Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair. Members, next bill, House Bill 1597. Likewise suggesting an HD1, strong support for this Alzheimer Research Center within JAPSOM, yes. Let's see here. Chair's recommendation, again, HD1, blanking out the appropriations as well as the FTE counts, adding an effective date of 7/1/3000, and adding in the Attorney General's suggestion that this matter is one of statewide concern to deal with the UH autonomy question. So with that, HD1. Members, any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on HB 1597, Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Noting the presence of all members, are there any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? Seeing none. Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Next bill, House Bill 1970, relating to the University of Hawaii Cancer Center. This is the bill regarding the Hawaii Tumor Registry. Strong support for this one as well. Chair's recommendation is an HD1, blanking out the appropriations and adding an effective date of 7/1/3000. Members, any discussion? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Voting on HB 1970, recommendation is passed with amendments. Noting the presence of all members until we're done, is there anyone voting with reservations? Are there any no votes? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. Next bill, House Bill 1598, relating to the Hawaii Climate Institute. Chair's recommendation here is to also pass this out with an HD1. I have a few rather technical amendments here. There is language on page 4 that directs the president to hire these positions. That's a little, just say not standard in terms of legislative parlance, so we'll modify that to read, the position shall be hired to support the Hawaii Climate Institute, and then move into the listing of those positions. We will blank out the FTE count as well as the appropriation itself. There's 2 sections with $3 million each. We're also going to blank out the percentage that was dedicated from the green fee of 6%, so we'll blank that out. We'll add in the Attorney General's suggestion regarding, again, the statewide concern and an effective date of 7/1/3000. Members, any discussion? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on HB 1598, Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Are there any members with reservations? Any members voting no? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. House Bill 1989, this was regarding the water retention study by SOEST. The Chair's recommendation on this one is to defer indefinitely. There wasn't quite a groundswell of support, and I got the sense that this would not be SOEST's highest priority. And I'm frankly not hopeful that the appropriation of $750,000 will come through. So the Chair's recommendation here is to defer indefinitely. Members, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, moving on to the next bill, House Bill 1951, relating to biosecurity. This is the one for the CTAR Center for Biosecurity Research, Education, and Extension. Chair's recommendation here is an HD1, blanking out the appropriations that total $45 million. Heeding CTAR's suggestion, we are going to add a new subsection that includes a blank amount for planning and design, so they can do this in sequential order, and adding an effective date of 7/1/3000. Members, any discussion? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on HB 1951, passed with amendments. Are there any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you very much, members. House Bill 1952. Let's see. Relating to agriculture, this is the funding bill for the CTAR Extension Center on Kauai. So I'm glad Rep. Evans made it in time to vote on this. Chair's recommendation is also an HD1, removing the appropriation and adding a defective date of 7/1/3000. Members, any discussion? Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on HB 1952, recommendation is passed with amendments. Are there any members with reservations? Any members voting no? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Next bill, House Bill 2005, relating to language access. This is part of the Filipino caucus package. Members will note that there's already a blank appropriation. The recommendation here is to make to do an HD1, blanking out the FTE count of 3 positions that's currently listed and adding a defective date of 7/1/3000. This is a triple referral, so trying to keep this moving along. Members, any discussion? House Bill 2005? If not, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Voting on HB 2005, recommendation is passed with amendments. Any members with reservations? Any members voting no? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Next bill, House Bill 1790, relating to policing. Members, we had some pretty good comments from the Attorney General's Office, UH, as well as Alzheimer's Association. I want to work on an HD1, and again, as I noted at the top of this hearing, I don't want you folks to vote blind on a bill that requires substantial work. So the Chair's recommendation here is to defer this until Friday, February 6th at 2:10 p.m. So that'll be a standalone decision-making only agenda, and we will circulate a proposed HD1 pre-review prior to that vote. Okay, last bill, House Bill 1873, relating to the Board of Regents of the University of Hawaii. This bill is intended to strengthen some of the governance requirements and training around it. There is an exemption from the open meeting or sunshine law limited to strategic planning retreats of the university. We did hear from the Attorney General's office that the word deliberation may undermine the intent of the bill, so we will strike that word. That's on page 1, line 8. In light of the discussion with Chair Lee, again, here in his individual capacity, we are going to add a new section 4, which would exempt the Board of Regents from having their filing disclosures made public. Just to be clear, they still would have to file it. They would just no longer be publicly available. But again, the Ethics Commission will still have it. And we'll do some stylistic changes to add this bill now into 3 parts with the inclusion of that new exemption. And also heeding the Attorney General's comment about needing to add a section regarding this being one of statewide concern. Members, any discussion? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on our final bill of the day, HB 1873. Any members voting with reservations?
Reservations.
Reservations for Rep. Olds. Any members voting no? Thank you, Chair. Your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. We'll see you folks on Friday. This meeting is adjourned.